right, welcome back. We continue with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. It seems like football's a year-round sport anymore. Every week we have something to talk about. Some of this is repeat, some isn't. But this week, we're going to see the end of the franchise tag opportunity, and the Steelers so far have not done that. It coincides with a CBA vote, which comes on Thursday. This would be after a Tuesday deadline. Mark, it's a little confusing right now because it does affect how you spend and what you do, but your best guess still is Bud Dupree will sign, even though they haven't made that move yet.
Yeah, I mean, they will apply it, slap the franchise on him, so to speak, because, you know, they've already let that be known that that's what the route they want to go. That's a big number for him. He doesn't have to sign it until the end of July. There's a lot of things can happen between now and then, but I would imagine they'll try to get him signed for a long-term deal. I don't know if I agree with that, though. I think I'm a proponent of, let's let him play this 1 year out. If he wants to take a discount and stay here for, you know, maybe $10 million a year, $9 million a year, that's great. If not, we get him for 1 year, see what this defense can do, let him go, and move on from there. I think that's a possibility that I would like to see, but I don't know if the Steelers would want to go that route as well. I think they want to sign him to a long-term deal, and even they're going to be able to pay him, because when you have a CBA that's probably going to be $240 million next year, and in 2 years, $35 million off the top because your quarterback's not around anymore, you're going to have a lot of money to play with.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of signing him long-term for the money he wants, because I still got T.J. Watt on the other side, and that's where I got to earmark all that money, Ron. Like, I don't believe that Bud Dupree is an essential member of their defense. He's good. He had a breakthrough year, but if that's what he wants, $15, $16, $17 million long-term, I'm going to have to walk away from that. The franchise tag, if they had cap room, I'd get it. I'd rubber stamp it. I'd have it done by now. But where are they going to get the money from? That's what I don't get. You go into some of these machines and you cut guys and you still don't have enough room for Bud Dupree's
Well, I mean, I
tag.
think they can get down and get him, and I'm not in favor of giving him the long-term deal either. 1 year, I think, is excellent. I don't blame him for wanting it.
Right.
I mean, the year he's had, maybe somebody else will give it to him next year. I want him to stay here for 1 more year and see what they can do. If Ben comes back healthy, you go from there and see what that defense can do. But you're right about Watt, and down the road, Minkah Fitzpatrick is a young player. You're going to have to pay him. That cap money can go away in a hurry. I don't want Bud Dupree for the long haul
Ron,
at that price.
I don't know. Just think about this. Maybe he doesn't want to be signed long-term. Maybe if the new CBA does kick in next year, all of a sudden there's an influx of money, and that $15 million a year all of a sudden turns into $20.
Well, right, Mark,
That's
you're
if,
right.
that's if he puts up another good year.
But to Mark's point, he might not even want to get franchise tagged.
Oh, you know he doesn't want franchise tag. Those players hate that.
Right, he'd probably rather go into the market right now, given the influx of money.
But they can't let that happen,
But, Mark, am I wrong to say they need to move to some extent heaven and earth to keep him? They're going to have to, some starters are going to have to be cap casualties, right?
You're going to look at 4 or 5 if the CBA isn't ratified.
So who are
by
those
Thursday.
guys?
Well, you have to look at them. I mean, you look at Foster, Chicolo, Barron, possibly the punter, Jordan Berry. Who am I missing here? There's another
but
one.
that
Vance McDonald.
Vance McDonald's another one. I mean, you can't really restructure many contracts at all because of the rule, the 30% rule. Now, if they do agree to the new CBA, then all bets are off, and you can restructure everybody you want. But they won't know that until Thursday.
Real quick, since we mentioned the CBA, do you guys think it will pass, or do you think this, campaign, which has been led by Marquise Pouncey and other veterans, will get through to some of the younger guys?
I think it will. I think it's amazing that we just had this conversation and Hargrave's name never came up. A guy that, it seems like the industry, Bob, feels like he's a $14, $15 million player.
Well, that means he won't be here, right?
No, but they're going to get to it back. They don't have anybody to replace Bud Dupree. That's the problem. I still think it's going to get ratified. But I'll tell you, I'm starting to go the other direction. It seems like it's a stare down here, and a lot of people seem to think that the owners would be willing to back down a little bit because they don't want to shut down either if they negotiate more.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was a slam dunk. I'm not quite sure right now.
I ain't
It's
either.
going to be very interesting coming in later this week.
All right, now it's time to go around the horn for this week's Smooth Moves, brought to you by Pittsburgh's largest supplier of the smoothest granite, marble, and quartz countertops you're going to find, Armina Stone. All right, we asked these guys 3 smooth moves of the week. It doesn't have to be local. It could be national, whatever the case may be. And let's see what it is, starting with you, Andrew Filipponi.
Well, I'm going to give my smooth move to Mark Antanasio, the Milwaukee Brewers, to lock up Christian Yelich. I like beer and brats to begin with. Now I feel like I'm kind of becoming a Brewers fan. For them to dole out this money to Christian Yelich tells me that small market teams don't always have their hands tied when it comes to securing their franchise player long term.
I guess I'm going to go with LeBron James this week. I don't always agree what he says, but I love the fact that he's not afraid to take a stance. I like when he said he's not going to play in these games without fans. I'm not going to watch without fans. I don't know where this coronavirus is going to go. But if it gets to that point, cancel the games. Don't play them in empty buildings.
Well, I'm going to the XFL, and Wes Booker, the supervising official for the Seattle, I believe, Houston game, when there should have been 2 seconds left in the game, and they called it, and he said, the game is not over, but the game is over. The XFL I would say fired him later in the day. So I guess the XFL gets a smooth move for not putting up with garbage like that.
I'll tell you what's not been smooth for them is the ratings. They're going down quickly. Armina Stone, Pittsburgh's largest supplier of the smoothest granite, marble, and quartz countertop you're going to find anywhere. Score a touchdown with Armina Stone. And when we come back, we'll talk about quarterbacks and the rotation, the domino effect led by Tom Brady. That's next.